Hi, my name is Sophie. I have borderline personality disorder and I live in a van with my husband and our cat, and this video is going to be on going no contact with my parents and the aftermath, or let's try that again. It's okay. I'm already feeling overwhelmed because uh, firstly, anyone who's had the thought of going no contact, I'm so sorry. It's a proper shit feeling, and honestly, when you've had that thought once, you're most likely gonna have it again and again and again. It's not, unless things change, it's not a feeling that ever goes away. And I think there's like this really big misconception that it's just a spur of the moment thing, like, oh, we just decide in the moment that we don't want to talk to them anymore. It's like, no, my first thought when I was 16, and it just never went away. And I probably, like, if I really think about it, I've had probably many moments where I was just like, I just don't want to talk to anymore. Like, I just want a break. I just want to be left alone. And yeah. So I'm gonna try and do this as cohesively as I can. With like the before, the during, and now it's been a year. So um I just wanna like start off with like, I have a video that I recorded before I did it, like, or one of the videos that I recorded, so here it is. I just want to move on. I just want to breathe. I just want to love myself. I want my life to be surrounded with people who accept me. And I have to start with accepting myself, and I can't do that while I'm still being held back. Being put into situations and environments where I'm being forced to hide myself or constantly nitpick at myself to make sure I'm digestible for other people. When I know I'm not too much, I'm a lot, but I'm not too much for the right people. I'm not too much for myself. I'm very good at managing myself. Even with this, I know I'm okay. So, I can't keep delaying it. I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to say how I feel, and I'm gonna have to say goodbye. What happens will happen. How it will be. I need to run the... cup. I need to believe in myself. I need to practice what I preach. And I just gotta do it. So, I've closed off a lot of emotions, and now I know, like, it was been about 6 months ago I realised that it was coming up to a year, and a lot of stuff that I had dissociated from has been coming up, and I've been trying to process, doing my best, but I can't deny that I feel better within myself since I have gone no contact. And like, don't get me wrong, I love my mum. I love her so much. To the point I would always choose her happiness before mine. My life was consumed by thinking of her. How can I make her happy? What can I do to cheer her up? What can I do to fix her problem? I was abandoning myself all the time. And there were many, many moments that what I was doing just didn't feel good enough because she didn't seem happy, because she wasn't doing the things to make herself happy. It had fallen on me. And yes, I don't want to slag her off, but I know I am probably going to have to bring some things into context for like an understanding, like, as to why I did this. Um, but yeah. Like, I felt desperate for my mum's love. I felt desperate for acceptance. And yeah, it was put on me from a young age to take care of her. So I was assaulted when I was a teenager, and I don't even know if I want to get into that yet. There's just a lot. Okay, So before I went no contact, I was so panicked. I had so much anxiety fill me up. And whenever I went to go talk to her about it to get some parental support, it was just, no, ignore it, forget it, get over it. But here's my problem. This is my problem. And so, yeah, I just, it became an instinct that my feelings were not as important as hers. But yeah, before going no contact, I had a lot of problems. I had a lot of issues that I was struggling to deal with. I wasn't taking time to take care of myself because I was so consumed by wanting to take care of her. And even when I then did take steps back for space to focus on myself, it was wrong. I would be called constantly by my dad or by other relatives being told, like, why are you ignoring your mum? Why are you ignoring your mum? But I had no message to respond to. I was ignoring thin air. And it would be me waiting for a response. I would be told that I was ignoring her. So I went no contact because being distant wasn't enough. I had to go no contact so I could focus on myself. Like I said, I have borderline personality disorder. It's all consuming to regulate myself on a good day. So when I'm having someone who I feel uncomfortable around, it makes things harder. And yes, I felt uncomfortable around my mum. I struggled being hugged by her. I didn't enjoy it, and honestly, like, I feel awful saying that, like, I know. But yeah, I didn't like hugs from my mum. And then when I would tell her that, like, I didn't want a hug, it didn't matter. She wanted one, so she would hug me anyway. When I started to set boundaries, I would have comments of, oh, it's always on your terms, to which I would respond with, this is what our terms looks like. So it's just, I wasn't allowed to set boundaries. I wasn't allowed space. I didn't feel like it was okay to take care of me before taking care of her. The process of actually going no contact in itself took months because overwhelm. I watched videos on, because I want, like, there's no right way to do it. There's gonna be pain, there's gonna be tears, someone's gonna be hurt. Like, there is no easy way to say to a parent, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Especially when you have, like, if you have a relationship where you hate your parent, then okay, probably stepping away from them is very easy. But let's even say then, is like, you still love them. There is a natural instinct to love your parents, like, to just want them to love you. It's within us. It's all we want, is to just be loved and accepted by our parents. So when that you don't feel that, it's intense. So I don't know how easy it is if you hate them, because I don't. So I can't really give it, like, an opinion on that. But not every moment was awful with them. Like, I have beautiful memories with them. And so when it would then come to, like, saying I don't want to talk to them, I was devastated. I was heartbroken. And I was also angry at them and me. I felt guilty. And I was also excited. Like, there was a part of me going, finally, finally. Because, like, I've had some... I remember thinking that, like, I wanted my mum to die. And not like a gruesome, awful death. I just wanted her to just disappear. I wanted peace. I wanted quiet. I wanted to feel like my life belonged to me, and I just wanted her to just poof out of existence. And when I had that thought, I felt disgusted with myself. I felt awful. I felt, what kind of person can feel that about their mum? Like, what, you know? And then it's like, when I had that thought, I then looked within myself. I was like, okay, right, why am I having that thought? Where's it coming from? What can we do to resolve it? Can we let it go? What's happening? And I got curious with that. And I started to then really work within myself. I was going to therapy to help me connect my relationship with her, to help me release all the resentment and the anger I had towards her from the neglect from when I was assaulted and stuff. Yeah. That's great.
What timing?
Yep. I think I needed it though. I'm already ready. Okay. I am grateful for the ice cream man coming, because in the pause I realised that I'm trying to speed through the law, because as a child I was told to not talk about things that happened at home. It was what stayed at home, or happened at home stayed at home, like can't wash your dirty, you can't hang your dirty laundry outside, don't tell anyone. And it's like my inner kid is screaming, oh, you can't say that, you can't tell them that because it's bad. And it's like, if I don't say it, I'll be frustrated at myself. So I'm going to talk about the things that were recent to leading up to the no contact. So before I went no contact, I had lived with my parents for several months, and it was like living with your parents as an adult. Everything that happened as a kid, I was seeing it through new perspective, because when I was younger, I thought I was crazy. I thought I was going mad. So okay, literally, there is it, like the voice screaming in my head to stop talking is so loud, but I'm not going to. So yeah, when you live back with your parents and you see all the patterns and everything just on replay, the only thing to do, so there's this phrase that says, if a situation is good, enjoy it. If it's bad, transform it. And if you can't transform it, transform yourself. So even though I was seeing all the patterns, I was trying to change how I responded to situations. I was trying to be less reactive. Even like, I want to go into detail about what the patterns are. And again, I'm just like, stop telling too much. I would be ignored if it was just me and my mum, and then in front of other people she would be all happy and Larry with me, but then I had to act like I had to act a certain way, and if I wasn't acting the way that she wanted me to act, just things would happen. It would be like, get spoken to like shit. I would then have to apologise for being spoken to like shit, and if I didn't, there'd be big gifts. And then if I didn't respond to the big gifts, I'd be ignored. Then I'd get spoken to like shit. And it's just like, just pattern cycles always going on. So I was just trying to change how I was behaving. And then yeah, I realised it wasn't going to. I can't change them. I can't fix them. The only thing that I can do is change how I feel and change how I respond and how I react and how I feel within. So yeah. Another clencher was so like, another thing that I recognized while we lived with them was the way that my mum would talk about my situations to other people to gain sympathy. So I was assaulted when I was a teenager, and I wasn't able to process what I was feeling because I became my mum's emotional and physical carer, because she became depressed and had physical problems, so I had to take care of her and our home because my dad had priorities elsewhere. A few years before this, so like that was 28, I brought this up to her and I said that like I found it really difficult to deal with what I was going through because I had to take care of her. And she admitted that she didn't believe me that I was assaulted because it was recorded. There were two of them, and the police said that because I was just lying there, that it wasn't, yeah. So my mum said she didn't believe me, and I was 14. I have shame. So I shamed myself a lot because I didn't scream louder, I didn't kick. I kind of like, I said no, 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 and then um just kind of, I was too scared and too stunned, and so just didn't move. And I went to therapy specifically for women who have been assaulted, and I learned that I have a reflex, or had a reflex, which was called fawning, because that's how my body or my brain has been in situations as a kid. Because yes, I was also assaulted when I was really little. I was pinned to a wall when I was a kid, and my brain learned that doing as I was told kept me safe. So there is a point to this. Anyway, see, my mum told me that she didn't believe me, which obviously was devastating. But what really got to me was she knows someone who has a child who was assaulted, and they didn't know what to do. They were like obviously, like, they cared about their child. So my mum told them my situation, and it's like, when she told me that she had told them, it was, again, I was too stunned to speak, because it was like, so you dismiss me, tell me that it didn't happen, tell me that it's all in my head, yet you will tell my situation to other people so she can get sympathy. And another one, at Christmas dinner, it was like, I would have comments made at me in front of loads of people, but there's like this magical way that things get said that no one picks up on it. So at Christmas dinner, it was me, my husband, my sister-in-law, my parents, and my mum made a comment saying that my perspective of reality is not real. And again, too stunned to speak, because it's just like, what do you mean? Like, so you're telling me that my reality is not real, how I have experienced my life is not real. And I looked at my husband, he was too busy eating. My dad, again, too busy. So they hadn't recognised, but I looked at my sister-in-law and it was just like, yeah, you, like, and she just was like, what the fuck? So it's like, in that moment, I realised that I wasn't crazy. Even like to stupid dumb shit where me and my sister-in-law went outside to for a smoke, and when we came back in, everyone else was in bed. I checked that I locked the door. I checked it twice. And the next morning, my mum goes, "Oh, you didn't lock the door." And I was like, "I did lock it." And she goes, "No, you didn't lock the door." And I asked my sister-in-law, "Did I lock the door?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, so it's just dumb shit like that. So yeah, I had had enough. And then we moved out and we went and stayed with my brother. And it was literally in this time, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is this? What? It was just, the more I was away from her, the more I was like, I can't talk to her. I can't have a relationship with someone like this. Like, I just can't do it anymore, because I feel like I'm crazy, and like already I have stuff going on in my head. I don't, paranoia already is very difficult to live with. So if I'm around someone that's like tweaking it and sparkling it, it's kind of like I have to walk away from them. Like now I have learned that I can't be around people who aren't consistent, that if their words and actions aren't consistent, like they don't match, I don't want to be around them, because my brain does not function. It doesn't like it. It can see all the misaligned, and it starts to tell me things, and then I feel unsafe. So it's just, yeah. So we had then, at this point, by the time we moved out of my parents, we had the van, it's all built up, we were ready to go. So we went and lived with my brother, and we just parked on the drive while we were like doing the last bits of tweaks. And it was just like, one, being away from them was refreshing, but also devastating, because I had realised, like, okay, before I carry on, literally, since I've gone oh yeah, actually, oh. Ugh. This is so difficult. Like, I already need a nap. But yeah, that's why the timing was the way it was, because I was about to embark on this new adventure, and literally, like, even before we'd got the van and we had told my parents that this was what we were wanting to do, I was already getting all the questions of, oh, what if you break down? What if this goes wrong? What if people try to break in? And it's just like constant negative. And I was so excited to embark on this new adventure of my life, and I didn't want to be drowning in negative. Like, yes, there's gonna be issues, like, my house is on wheels, there's gonna be problems, but I didn't want to only be focusing on that. I wanted to be able to, like, I just wanted to be able to see everything as a whole and not focus on the shit and just be told constantly, oh, we're just worrying. Like, it's not my job to fix your worries. It's not my responsibility to make anyone else be okay with their worries. I have my own worries, I have my own things. I will focus on me, you focus on you. But it's recognizing that you have to let go of your own pain. No one can do it for you. It's the phrase that you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Like, someone can do all they can and give you everything to release your pain, but only you can do that. You could have 100 therapists around you telling you what to do, but if you're doing the same thing day in and day out, making no changes, the 100 therapists aren't going to be any benefit. So, yeah. And like, my mum wasn't messaging me, I wasn't messaging her. It was just space. But I was still having my dad going, oh, you're ignoring your mum, you're ignoring your mum. And I'm like, how can I ignore thin air? And I knew that going no contact with my mum would mean that I would lose my dad, and I didn't know if it mean that I would lose my brothers. But I knew that I had to start choosing me. And that's the thing when you go no contact, is you start choosing yourself, because you have to choose yourself. You are the only person, like, in your life who's going to choose you all day every day. So choose yourself. If there are people who you are sad around, uncomfortable around, feel miserable around, choose yourself. Like, don't what's the word, don't abandon yourself to make other people happy. You are all you have. So I'm all I have, really. Like, in this end of things, like, no matter what, if I'm in a room on my own with no one else and nothing else, I still have me. So yeah, so going no contact, it was a process. I was watching videos on, like, what to expect, how parents could react, because I had no idea. Like, in my mind, it was just going to be like anger and thingy, but I wanted to see, like, what else there could be, because yes, there's no easy way, like I know I've already said, but there is no easy way to do this. No easy way to say to someone, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, it is just not. I wrote many letters, and I tried to do it in, like, the least blamey way, and yeah. So, and it wasn't even like, it's not about finding the cut, because like I said, I had so many emotions running through me, and I just couldn't, I was struggling with it all. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to regulate myself enough. So when the time came, it wasn't just me like crying down the phone, even though that didn't happen. I was, as soon as I saw her face, I was gone crying. Um, but yeah, so it's just having like the mental capacity to say the words. Because even like now, I like, yes, I am. No, I'm very, but honestly, it's like I genuinely feel so much better. It's so much easier to actually express myself. Like I feel more comfortable being myself. Like after this year, seeing how I am now compared to how I was, honestly, it's day and night. And I can't, it's not even like going no contact with her, which did result in my dad not talking to me. So I have like them. Um, it gave me the opportunity to focus on me, to do all the work, to be able to like pay attention to how I feel and how to express it, how to process it, and not feel like there was someone constantly mad at me because I wasn't talking to them. Like, literally, I couldn't. Like, I'm no longer just drowning in guilt. It's just, I don't feel guilty. I know she's upset, but I don't feel guilty for that because her pain is for her to process. I cannot process it. I cannot process it for her. She has to do that. I don't dissociate from my feelings anymore. It's like before, so the video that you saw at the start, when I initially edited that, like though I had no feel, like I would get emotional in videos and then I would edit and I would feel nothing. I would just I was switched off to feeling myself, seeing myself upset. So if I saw myself in pain, it was like just nothing. And now, like when I edit this, it's going to be a process. When I see myself, um, I'm sad seeing myself sad. I don't run away from my feelings. I don't run away from my pain. I allow myself to feel it and express it and release it. I allow myself to feel all of my emotions. I'm slowly beginning to allow myself to feel and express my anger, which before I also used to like, my anger scared me because of how I was taught how to express anger. Like the arguments I used to see and hear terrified the fuck out of me. So anger scared me because I didn't want to make other people feel that way. So it was just, and now I'm becoming comfortable with it and being able to, because like with borderline, anger's big for us, or it can be like, so I'm learning to become friends with my anger and recognize that it's not a bad emotion. It has to just be like taken care of and recognized and not be made to feel bad for having anger. Like your anger is an emotion that shows you when your boundaries have been crossed. Like anger is actually a healthy response to shitty behavior. So, but it doesn't then make it okay to obviously like scream and rage and beat people. It's like, because that's unhealthy anger. That's you releasing it in an unhealthy way. So healthy anger is about being able to express your feelings in a calm way. I still cry, but I still cry at everything. It's like I have a lot of tears within me that need releasing, and they will be released as they. But yeah, anyway, rabbit holes. Okay. Um, but yeah. So going no contact with her allowed me to focus on myself. It allowed me to embrace van life, and van lifing had, in itself, helped get me out my comfort zone, helped me accept myself, help. I used to be terrified of crowds, and now it's better. Like I can't deny that I don't still have some fear, but new spaces for me is a struggle, but it's better. So it's this last year I also did have a Vipassana retreat, which is a 10-day meditation, and that in itself very intense with borderline. It's intense anyway, but with this it's much more like, it's because it you have to feel your body and essentially all of your emotions like is just I would recommend it for everyone. But yeah, so I know that like how I feel now isn't just a result for not talking to my mum, but it was a domino effect, because not talking to her allowed so much else. It allowed me to realize that I was actually projecting a lot of my mother wounds onto women friendships that I had. I was projecting my mum onto them. Like, I was searching for friends who were just like my mum. It was like just constantly torturing myself left, right, and center. And it's not even like these women were everything like exactly like her, but they had similar traits. And like once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And so yeah, it was all consuming. I hadn't realized that my obsession for approval from her was all consuming. Also, like with my dad, because the fact is like I'm allowed to say things. I wasn't allowed to hang out with my dad without my mum. If I had said to my dad, like my dad had promised me for years to go on a hike. So whenever I tried to arrange it, it was, oh, we can't, we're busy, we're busy, we're busy. And then before moving, I was like going, wait, I'm, because we were moving away, and then being in the van, I was like, I don't know when I'll see you again. Like, let's. And it was, oh, what about you, mum? And my mum would be like, what about me? I'm being left out. Whenever I would try to arrange anything with my brothers or my dad without my mum, she was being left out. Even though we were doing things, just us, I wasn't allowed to hang out with anyone else in my family without her. So, another very frustrating thing. But now I can spend time with my brothers and no worry that I'm leaving her out, because I can just hang out with my brothers, because they're my brothers. Siblings should be allowed to hang out with each other without your parents. Like, it's normal behaviour. If you aren't allowed to hang out with your siblings without your parents, that's not normal behaviour. Just saying, it's not. Your siblings, it's a completely different relationship. It's a different love. It's a different connection. Like, because they understand you in ways that no one else can. And I couldn't have walked away from my parents without my brothers. So, yeah, it's a different kind of family. And I'm really grateful for my brothers, because like we had a really tough time. Like, we weren't close when we were young. And again, if you aren't close with your siblings, it's because of your parents. Like, it's also not normal to not have close relationships with your siblings. Like, it's just not. You should have close relationship with them, because again, you guys grow up together. You are your first best friends. So, like, we didn't, yeah. Like, I actually didn't have family hangout with my brothers until, oh God, how old was I? I was like 27? That's not normal. It's not normal. And yet my brothers could hang out, just them, all the time. So yeah, and it wasn't until like I realized that shit's not normal. So yeah, I know I might not say, but like genuinely, like this thing is like, my anger is becoming to come up, but I'm allowed to be angry at this behavior. Like, okay, literally burn it all down and then rebuild your foundation. Like, because the life I live now, I love. How I feel about myself, I love. How I feel about the people I have in my life, I love. And this time last year, 180. I hope. Blah, blah, blah. So, for anyone who's watching this, if you've made it to the end, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I would also appreciate a like and subscribe, maybe a comment, maybe a like. Check out my other videos. They're about other things, like borderline specifically, or van lifing, self-love, just random shit. And if you are going through this, I'm so sorry. Honestly, it is a process. It's a very, very big process. But I've also been following and speaking to other people who've got no contact, and life gets lighter when you stop holding on to relationships that leave you feeling like shit, that leave you feeling heavy. So just unclasp and let it go. And if only it was as easy as that. Like, I know, but baby steps, you got this. And for anyone who's watching this who has no idea, like, thinks I'm a twat, all that kind of stuff, honestly, I'm so happy for you that you do not know how this feels. Like, the fact that you have parents who love you unconditionally, genuinely, honestly, like, it's a blessing to have guardians who care about you fully, wholeheartedly, with no expectations, no price, no cost. So yeah, you can think I'm a twat. It's okay. I thought I was a twat for many years. A grand. But on that note, have a lovely day. Take care. Bye. I actually just want to say one more. It's like, for me, I'm really proud of myself for this. I'm proud of you. You've done really well. I've been holding on to this for a long time because I was waiting for the right time to say something, because I was waiting for exactly a year. Like, it's probably still a few weeks away, but there is no right time other than right now. And when you are holding on to things, it drowns you. It's all consuming. Your body doesn't understand that, like, it's not real, that it's happening only in here. So you're doing a good job. And anyone else who's feeling the way that I'm feeling, you're doing a good job. Be kind to yourself, be gentle, give yourself a cuddle, give yourself some love, go for a walk. And just, yeah. You have got this. I actually have one last thing to add. And it's actually like, another reason why I walked away from my mum is because I was so desperate for an apology. I was so desperate for acknowledgement for behaviour that left me feeling uncomfortable and like I was nothing. I was so desperately trying to get her to understand my perspective that I was losing myself in it. And in all fact, we just kept butting heads. It's constantly arguments, because when someone doesn't want to understand, they won't understand. It's a choice to not understand how someone else feels when they are trying to explain it to you. It's all a choice. And you can't force someone to understand. It genuinely is insanity doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, I was going insane begging for understanding. And so, yeah. Again, let it go. But there's only so much you can do in a relationship. A relationship is two sides. You can't, like, an uncomfortable conversation is not confrontation. An uncomfortable conversation is a way for both parties, both sides, to explain their point of view, to openly hear the other version of the situation, so you can understand how each person has seen and felt the moment, and to accept that just because someone else sees it differently doesn't mean, like, my mum experienced my life differently because she experienced it through her life, through her eyes, and it doesn't make her experiences wrong. They're just different from mine because I felt them differently, and it doesn't also mean that my experiences of my life is wrong. So it's, but when there is no coming together, there's just no coming together, and you can't force it. If you try to ignore it and push it under the rug, all that's going to build up is more resentment, more hatred, more anger, and all that will do is poison your body. So sometimes the best thing for you is to walk away. And those first few steps are the hardest to take, but eventually you will start running and leaping and just be completely far away. So, yeah. I'm gonna now stop adding little snippets. It's because like I've been wanting to do this for so long. There's been so much that I haven't said that now it's like as soon as I turn off the camera, more things keep sparking, but this will be the last one because I would like to now get myself settled and rested and let myself sit in this, because expressing things and saying things is scary. But as long as, like, if I say something that helps someone else who felt the way that I did a year ago, or then that's all that I can ask for, is just to, like, you're not alone. It's okay to be scared. That means that, like, anxiety is, it's basically saying that there's something that you want to do. So it's like anxiety and excitement can feel the same, but it's like if you have a decision that you want to do and you feel yourself getting scared, that's your body going, you need to do it, you need to let it go. Like, because you're always going to be scared of the unknown. Everything is the unknown. All of the future is unknown. But if you know now that you are unhappy, if you stay where you are and you're unhappy, you will always be unhappy. That is a known. So the only way to break that is to go from here to here, the unknown, because you don't know how you will feel here, but you won't know until you do it. Like, I didn't know how I would feel about going no contact with my mum until I did it. And honestly, I'm really grateful that I did it, because I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for the journey that I've been on. I'm grateful for what I've learned about myself, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. And yeah, it's just, if you don't believe in you, I believe in you. I believe in you enough for the both of us. Trust me, I've got borderline. My emotional limit is limitless. So my belief is vast. Okay, now this is goodbye.